All right, Pep. How's it going, mate? Good, good. Nice suit. Yeah. No, more of a tracksuit guy myself. Got to have my comforts. So, yeah. Entrance is just through there. Cool, cool. It's a big game today. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, sirree, Bob. Listen, mate, well, I've got you here. Would you want to sell me Foden? Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Manchester United. It's episode 5 as we look to take this team to achieve our goals here, working towards being the best team in the world basically, using only English players. And well, today we have 2 huge games. It's Manchester City and Manchester Derby. We're at the Etihad for that. And then it's Benfica. We go off to Portugal in the Champions League. And it's a chance for us to really, after a disastrous start to our group, of course losing in Belgium, we have a massive chance to really get the group right back on track for us. Now, I thought we'd start by having a quick look at how we're doing. Now, as a reminder, the board doesn't know that we're trying to do this English only, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for us, obviously, but we're doing a C+ job according to the board. Generally speaking, they're pleased with us. They're disappointed that we're signed under 23 players for the first team. We are doing it for the future, but not for the first team so much. But that's something we can look to do now that we sort of have a squad, generally speaking, in place. We can look to do this a little bit more. We are going to want to sign younger English players because the older they get, as we know, they get ridiculously expensive. We are working within a budget. As a reminder, we did get an extra 40 million transfer budget to spend, so we've spent a little bit of that, bringing Dale Fry in January, and we'll probably look to do a little bit more business between now and when the window opens in about 2 months' time. But as I say, generally speaking, everything is looking good, so that is obviously good. The finances are healthy, but it's Manchester United. They have more money than God, so you'd expect it to be healthy. The dynamics, not too bad. You can see there's 1 or 2 players that aren't as happy as they could be, but generally speaking, it's fine. The hierarchy, we've got decent support considering we're only, 2 or 3 months into our reign here. We've got our captain and our vice captain as team leaders, so it's good to see Harry Kane has settled straight into that role. And if we look at the social groups, now bearing in mind we had to make quite a few signings, it's not too bad. We want it to come together a little bit more, but it's not too bad. And if nothing else, we shouldn't have any foreign clicks, should we? They should, because maybe we'll get like the Isle of Man or something, a little Isle of Man click. But I think we'll be fine. Now, there are some games to catch you up on since last episode. Let's start with Benfica. It was at home. This one wasn't in the Champions League. Let's see how we did against them. We took the lead late in the first half when Mavididi picked out Lingard's run. Mavididi took advantage of a defensive mix-up to get our second. And then crossed for Carroll to make it 3-0. Before some nice passing in the final third was finished by Ramsey. So an absolutely brilliant result, this one. Mavididi ran the show. What a game he had. Andy Carroll, what he does well. I've said it a number of times now. And, I mean, it wasn't the strongest team. Hayden is a right back. Mengi still playing centre back for us. And we're back, I think. We're back in Europe, and it was a really, 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 really good performance. 4-0 against Benfica. Next up, it was a big one in the league. It was Tottenham. Now, of course, we took Harry Kane from them. They spent that Harry Kane money almost exclusively on Manchester United foreign players. So let's see how it all shook out on the field. We opened the scoring with a Tamori rocket. But Spurs stole a point in the second half. So Fred came back to haunt us there with an assist. They absolutely stole a point here. 1 shot on target in the game, and you've got to ask questions about Henderson on that one, don't you? It was from a long way out, and it did look very, very savable. But that being said, you can see from the XG tracker, we should have put the game to bed long before that one went in. And it was all a little bit disappointing. We had a little bit of an injury crisis on the left side there because both Sancho and what's his name? I saw Ramsey. And Rashford had a little bit of knock, so they weren't really right to start. So Mavididi didn't quite recapture his European form. Our final game to catch you up on was in the Carabao Cup. It was the 4th round against Watford, so let's see how that went. We were ahead at half-time when Lingard crossed for Carroll, before Mavididi sealed the tie in the second half. So a comfortable win. This was more or less the European team, to be honest. Mavididi, I mean, it was another great goal. Future England international, maybe we could say, Steffi Mavididi. He just looks really, really good. But yeah, again, comfortable. They didn't get a shot on target. And we have, if we go and have a look at the schedule here, in the next round, we have got West Ham away in the quarterfinals. So for a competition we're not taking seriously, we're not going too bad in it, are we? But let's go and have a look at the competition screen. You will see that we are at, well, we're 4th right now. Chelsea are the concern, aren't they? They're the big team that is outside the top 4 just now. Arsenal look absolutely amazing, which is shocking, but also slightly worrying. So against Manchester City, what we would ideally like is a result, isn't it? If we can get the result and we could conceivably go back to the top, that would be brilliant. We are joint top of the Champions League group. If we can beat Benfica away from home, that will put us on 9. Yeah, they'll be on 4. We'll all but have mathematically secured our way out of the group. And Club Brugge absolutely smashed Villarreal 3-1. So they're not a terrible side either, I would hazard a guess. But let's have a look and see what we're doing here in the derby. Away from home, of course, which makes it a little bit more difficult. We're expecting a 4-3-3 from them with a false 9 inside forwards and wingers and all that kind of stuff that Pep loves to do. This is the team we're sending out. It's Henderson in goal, Shaw, Tomori, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka as the back 4. Vieira, Bellingham and Winks in midfield. It's Greenwood and Sancho in wide areas. It's Harry Kane up top. Let's get out there. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. It looks like a fairly strong City side, doesn't it? Now, of course, last episode we saw against Liverpool and Chelsea, wasn't it, at home? We kind of struggled a little bit. A lot of aggression in the back line. Look at that. Someone's getting sent off there, aren't they? Recent praise has been justified. All right, we can get on board with that. If we can be a little bit less aggressive, please, defenders. That. Oh, don't get sent off, guys. And here we go. Yeah, so it will be interesting to see if we can get the job done away from home. Maybe the pressure of playing at home affected us, but to be honest, I mean, yeah, I don't know if we're necessarily expecting to be in a title race this season. I would be just happy to get top 4, make sure we're not getting sacked, and we can look to build again when there's a little bit more time to do so. And Henderson with a save. And a little bit more money, perhaps, in the summer, and once we've sold the likes, hopefully anyway, of Varane and Fernandes, sorry, and those sorts of players. So, yeah, we just need to give ourselves an opportunity to be at the club for a while this season, I think. Crossfield ball, Wan-Bissaka's there, heads it, but only as far as Mendy. Oh, is he offside? He might be offside. Sterling has put it away, but I live in hope that he was offside here. He wasn't offside. Let's have a look. Wan-Bissaka did well there, and then just fell asleep, didn't he? Maybe he wasn't. Yeah, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, one of them needed to go with him, didn't he? Now, how close was it? Oh, Tomori's played him on. And maybe Luke Shaw as well, if we go a little bit further across the line. I didn't look that far. But that's not the start we wanted, is it? We have a highlight. Henderson to Tomori. Tomori comes forward. Gets it wide there for Sancho. Winks has it now. Back to Tomori. I mean, you look at the midfielder in Bellingham aside, it's still not quite there, is it? Winks, Vieira is not anything to match up against this Manchester City midfield. Here we go, Vieira, Kane to Bellingham. Good ball for Mason. Well, that was a chance, wasn't it? And Greenwood has sent it into the fans. That's a really, really good opportunity. And what we're not doing is taking chances when they come along. That wasn't good enough, but make sure the second half makes amends. I think that's probably what we want to say, isn't it? The old fist pumping, go out there and prove it. We've still got very aggressive defenders. Henderson's looking anxious, which is not ideal, but do we really want Tom Heaton? That's something that's going to need to be addressed sooner rather than later, isn't it, as well? So we'll need to get a backup, at least a backup for Henderson. As I said, it was sort of right at the start of the series. I don't know if we can get... I mean, who is better? Here you go, Greenwood. He missed from an absolute sitter, and that's hit the crossbar. Maguire's there. He keeps it in. It's back. It's Sancho. Somebody... Oh, Bellingham back in for Winks. Vieira, Winks, Bellingham, Maguire, Greenwood. Somebody do something. Back to Maguire, and that ends the highlight. Yeah, I mean, who right now is going to come in and be a better goalkeeper than Henderson? You know, I don't... For the money we'd have to spend, if you argue that a Ramsdale or a Pickford, perhaps, the money we'd have to spend to get them in, I don't know that the improvement's going to be that much better. And Harry Kane has been beaten at the back post, and it's 2-0. Tomori's only playing a 6-1. Greenwood, you can come off. Rashford can't play on the right-hand side. Yes, of course he can. Watch him. Harry Kane's only playing a 6.2 up there. I wonder, let's give him a berating. With a little bit of time to go, 10 minutes here. Enter Andy Cole. Carroll. Alright, so Carroll comes on. We're taking off Ronaldo Vieira, and Kane will drop in and sort of play off of Carroll. That's the hope anyway. Let's go a little bit more high tempo. Let's go a little bit more direct. Whip those crosses in for Big Andy to try and get on the end of, and have somebody around him, hopefully Harry Kane, to pounce. But we've got more defending to do here. And I think what this is showing again is that we're not quite there yet, are we? When it comes down to it, at this very, very top of the Premier League level, we're not there yet. Tomori is struggling in big games as well, isn't he? Wan-Bissaka's playing a 6. So it's not quite gone to plan. I might need to reconsider the sort of team talks we're doing as well. Harry Kane playing a 5.9. Did I just see that? A 6. We're just not where. We're not quite at the level yet, are we? It's unacceptable, we'll say that, but it's one of those we didn't really create enough. You wonder that Mason Greenwood chance goes in. It gets us back to 1-1. It might be a different story. We're outside the top 4. It's Wolves that is there. Now, you'd fancy them falling away over the course of the season, wouldn't you? The team, of course, that is roaring up as well is Chelsea, and that is less ideal, isn't it, guys? Wait, right there. We'll be off to Europe, Benfica to be specific, and we could all but secure our place into the round of 16. Okay, welcome back. Well, this isn't great news. Backup goalkeeper Tom Heaton has broken his ankle, so he is out for 3 months, and, well, it means Lee Grant, he's 38 or something, he will come onto the bench for us. So we're running out of goalkeepers that are of any sort of quality, which is a bit of a shame. Also slightly concerning is Club Brugge have won away against Villarreal, so that means that the group coming into this game away to Benfica is, or topping it, is we have to win, basically. We've got Club Brugge up next. Now they're going to have a head-to-head, which means we have to beat them. And yeah, I mean, it's still there for us, but it's just getting a little bit more difficult with Club Brugge apparently being a very decent side. But we're expecting a 5-2-3. I'm not quite sure. An attacking 5-3-2, perhaps. I'm not quite sure exactly how you would describe that, but that's what we're up against. And this is the team we're sending out. It is Henderson in goal. It is Taylor, Mengi, Tomori, who has lost his spot, basically, in the first team. He's going to be replaced in there by Mason Holgate. So he'll play in Europe next to Hayden at the back 4. It's Mola and Loftus-Cheek in midfield. Lingard, Shortire, and Mavididi, who has been a star in Europe. And, of course, the great man, Andy Carroll. You got to love him. He goes up top. Okay, so we can see the lineups here. There's a few old names. Otamendi, Vertonghen is in there. Oh, Valentino Lazar. I remember seeing him at a Youth World Cup. It was really, really good. I really liked him. Julian Weigl, João Mario, Pizzi. Used to be a Pizzi that played for River Plate. Spanish guy played for River Plate way back in the day. So we used to always play as River Plate in Argentina. But anyway, that's beside the point. Back in the days of Juan Pablo Engel and... do you want to see a marked performance? Let's go. Pressure is on them. Ignore the praise. Let's go with that. Yeah, Marcelo Gallardo, or Gallardo it was, I think. Really good River Plate team back in the day. I think Saviola was in that team as well. It was a really, really good River Plate side. But anyway, that's very much beside the point. This is a game that we want to... I mean, I'm looking up at Club Brugge wanting to chase them down. What we don't want to do is lose to Benfica, because they will overtake us if they beat us, albeit with a goal difference that would... well, they're unlikely to beat us 4-0 and overturn a head-to-head, but they would still be ahead of us, which would be problematic. And we don't want extra problems here, do we? But having beaten them 4-0 at home with more or less this exact team, you'd like to think we could beat them away. I can't remember if they played like this or not, but we've got a free kick here. No, we don't. We're defending a free kick. On your toes, Hendo. Oh, jeez, that didn't miss by much. It looked like it was bending in, didn't it? I was tempted to go with sort of the league formation. The problem with that is we don't really have... Well, we can move Mola back as a central defensive midfielder. And with Pizzi playing up further forward like that, maybe that's something we should have done. But here we are. It's not been a great game so far for us, has it? And we're in a situation again where we're having a lot of possession. What we're not doing is creating chances, are we? Let's look for overlaps. All right, Taylor with a throw. We've got decent, good attacking fullbacks, so we should be looking to use them as much as possible. Mengi, he's got some space to run into. Now, can he pick a pass? He keeps going. He's gone a long, long way. He has old Mengi there. Eventually, he gets the ball out to Hayden. Hayden to Mola. Back to Tamori. And there's not really a way through for us, is there? Which is slightly annoying. Here we go, Mavididi. Mavididi and Short Tire exchanging passes back for Short Tire. And it's Shola Short Tire, his second of the season. Mavididi again at the heart of everything we do that is good in Europe. And, well, it's 1-0 just before the break. And that's a very, very good time to score, isn't it? Mavididi and Short Tire, that was brilliant. And then they had another go. And it's 1-0. Gareth Southgate has said he'd like to have a look at Mavididi. I'm really, really keen for him to get an England cap because he's also eligible for the Democratic Republic of Congo. And we do not want him playing for them because he is then ineligible for us. And he's proving himself to be a very useful player for this team. Not a hint of complacency, please, boys. Let's pump our fists, go out there and make the difference. And, yeah, I mean, we didn't look completely comfortable at the back. But that change to looking for the overlaps has definitely woken us up as an attacking force, hasn't it? Hayden has a lot of space. He just kind of stands there and gives it to Lingard. Run, Isaac. You can do it, mate. Here we go again with Hayden. Mola. Tamori and Mola exchanging passes. Hayden with a nice ball for Short Tire. In there for Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek has a go and the goalkeeper makes a decent save. And now from the corner, can we find Big Andy Carroll and his Big Geordie forward? It's a decent one, but it's headed away. Lingard, is he going to get there? Yes. Has another go. Gets past João Mario. It's tackled away, but only as far as Mola. Lingard again. Can Lingard find Carroll? He's done it several times already this season. But again, it's headed away. And again, Mola picks up. He's having a decent game. We can sign him permanently for 900k. And I think that's increasingly looking like something we should do. Maybe even as soon as January, actually. Because he's got a little bit of potential about him as well. Well, you can't really see star ratings there, but he does have a little bit of room to grow. But he's another one, I think, that he's good squad depth. I'm not saying he sort of comes in and is running our midfield in the Champions League final, but for 900,000, I really don't think we can go wrong. Ball forward. Mengi has missed the header completely. And Everton, is he going to go in and score? He is. And the young centre-back who has done so well for us this season. Well, he's come up just a little bit short there, hasn't he? Quite literally as the ball floated over his head. He's misjudged that horribly. Taylor couldn't quite get back. And it's 1-1. Which isn't a disaster. It would keep us ahead of Benfica. It would also mean that a win against Club Brugge at home, and top of the group is still there for us. Just want to be a little bit careful here. Lingard and Carroll aren't having great games. We've got Rashford on the bench. Let's get Rashford on. Now, what we don't want to do is use Rashford as a target man. But as an advanced forward, I think he could have a role to play. Still sort of coming back from injury as well. Mavididi, was it? That was confident. And let's see. Why would Harry Kane come on for Tomori? I think our assistants lost the plot. Ball forward. Mavididi's there. Can't quite win it, but it's picked up by Charlie Taylor. Forward for Mavididi again. Back to Taylor. Back to Mavididi. Rashford's in the middle. Can he find the cross? He can, Rashford! Oh, is this going to be an episode of missed opportunities from Greenwood and Rashford? Taylor with the corner. It is headed away again. Mengi goes to retrieve it. No, he decides he doesn't want to run it down. Darwin just lets it run out. And let's try a demand more, perhaps. And Mengi picks up the loose ball there. Short tire. Gets it wide. Looking for Lingard, but it's not going to find him. And here come Benfica again. And this second half is turning, isn't it? Lingard should pick that up. He does. Can we ping a pass for Rashford to run onto? There it is. Rashford, what can he do? Rashford has a go. It wasn't the greatest effort, we'll see, was it? Lingard's having a poor game out there. Who do we have to bring on? It kind of has to be Mason Greenwood, doesn't it? There's not really anybody else. There's an argument to say we bring Harry Kane on, but I mean, a 1-1 draw here isn't terrible for us, and he is a little bit fatigued. Why am I praising? Why did I praise them? I didn't mean to do that. They're delighted by it. Go and get a goal while I'm happy with you. So 1-1. Again, Mavididi is superb in Europe, but we're not getting wins. We lost to City, obviously. We lost to Liverpool, but we're just drawing a lot of games. Do we have sympathies? No, don't have sympathy. I'm a harsh bastard. So there we go. We leave Portugal still in contention for top the group, but also keeping Benfica in contention to get out of the group as well. So it's all to play for next episode when we come back for the Club Brugge game. So that is how everything looks. It is just going ever so slightly wrong. If we look at the recent fixtures, Benfica aside and the Carabao Cup aside, it's not been a great October, has it? In the league, it's not gone to plan at all. And that form, is that just going to start and fall into Europe as well? So what we'll do is we'll come back next time. Club Brugge at home. You'd fancy us against Belgian opposition at home, wouldn't you? So it'll be them at home, and then Leeds, the big derby, Manchester-Leeds derby away. That'll be an interesting one. And then it could be that it comes all down to this final Villarreal game. And we've struggled away from home, haven't we? We've got a draw out of Benfica. We lost, of course, to Club Brugge, albeit maybe slightly unluckily. So ideally, we'll have this all wrapped up. Well, we can't have it wrapped up, will we? Because even if we beat Club Brugge, they could still go and top the group. But anyway, that's all for next time, guys. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Take care.